Let me click OK, and you can see what I now have right here. Is that clear? Huh? All right. So now, once you have done that, you know that when we went to that, what's it called? Select and mark or refine edge. This is as if the background is gonna be, but it's just showing us a preview. It hasn't gone actually. We still now have to remove it. Okay, we have to remove it. So how do you now remove it? Everybody press delete. Let me know what happened. Press delete. We have spoiled it, Abby. Yeah, that's exactly what will happen. So let me press delete on my own. All right, let's press delete. Delete. Abby, this is what you got, right? Now I told you to press delete for a reason, so that you will know the reason why we are doing what we want to do now. All right. So I would undo that. So everybody press undo. Press undo. Press undo. All right. So you see, it has come back, Abby. I'm like, it has come back. All right. So now the next thing you want to do is that you remember that anything you do when you make a selection will start affecting the what? You will affect only the what? Selected part, Abby. So that's why when we press delete, it's affecting the selected part. So to make it affect the background instead, rather than this selected part, we need to do something, which is to find a way to change this selection to the opposite. Abby? And what is that can change it to the opposite? It's very simple. We'll go to, what's it called? Select. Under select, you see what? Inverse. Can you see inverse? Huh? You see what? Inverse. So if I click on inverse, boom, it has switched it to the what? Opposite. Inverse means opposite. Are you getting it? So everybody go to select and choose inverse. Go to select and choose inverse. Okay, are we there? All right, so now press delete. And it's as simple as that. The background is gone already. Do we understand how to remove background from images now? Huh? It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So if I was not teaching you this now, I'll be done with this in like 30 seconds. Huh? It doesn't take more than 30 seconds. Okay, so that is how it works. Now there's a trick or something I need to do. After pressing delete, if I put this image on another background or I put another background here, sometimes you will notice that some part of that background that you deleted will still be showing on the edges of your subject. How many of you have noticed it in some people's design? That we are looking at the image and now seeing something around that person. And that's already let you know that, oh, it's like this person didn't remove the background very well. Are you getting it now? Okay. So what do I do to solve that? It's very simple. When I press delete the first time, all right, I always press delete, 2 more times, meaning I press delete 3 times. And what happens when you press delete multiple times? Look up. What are you doing? It's not that select, inverse. Is that what you're looking for this? I will still use remote. Now I've told you that in my class I should always look at the screen. See, I have plenty of things that I can stone give people here. Don't do on your head like that. It will break. It's good. I want it to break. I want it to break. I want it to. Yes, I want it to break. Yes. All right. So look up and stop pressing your laptop. Now, if I've pressed delete one time, Abby, I will now press delete the second time and then the third time. What am I doing? As I'm deleting it, Photoshop will be deleting more of the what? Edges. It will be deleting more of the what? Edges. So if you overpress it, you just that the person will just start doing like this, the person has turned to fish. Do you understand? So you don't want to overpress it. So that's why what has always worked is like 3, of it. 1, 2, 3. Those give me that nice result. Okay. And it's, if I press that 3 times, anything around the edge that is still left, any background that is still around the edge that is still left, will totally be what? Removed. Is that clear? Do you understand that? So everybody press your delete 2 more times. Are you here for the training? Huh? Is Promise that called you. Yeah, just carry your laptop and come and sit down. All right. So have you pressed it 2 more times? And that's it. Okay. Now, what did I say you should always do when you're done with a selection? Deselect. Are you getting me now? So now that I've removed the background, I'm done with the selection. Whatever I do now, I want it to apply to all of my work and whatever I'm doing. Is that clear? So I need to deselect. How do you deselect again? Control D. So I'll come here and just press Command D or Control D on Windows. And you see that that selection is now what? Gone. Is that clear? Do we understand? Do we understand? Okay. So it's as simple as that. So everybody deselect your selection. Deselect your selection. Have we done that? So now let's add the background to this guy. Since we deleted the background, so let's create a background for this right here. Let's create a background for it. So how do I go about that? Okay, how do I go about that? Now, if you look at the tools I have on the left, where's the flash? Is it with you? Yeah. Go and look there. Check if there's a flash on top of that table. Okay, Promise is coming. We'll come and sort you out now. So now, if you look at all of these tools here, there are so many tools here in Photoshop. And as we progress in the class, we'll be talking about some of these other tools. Remember, we've spoken about this, Abby. Spoken about this, we've spoken about this, we've spoken about this, right? So as we progress along, we'll keep talking about more tools and you begin to know what they are used for. Is that clear? So now the next tool I want to talk about now is called the gradient tool. It's called what? Gradient tool. So if you look at your tool here and you look around, can you see this gradient tool here? Can you see this gradient tool here? Can you see this sample video that is showing of how it's being used? Are we getting it? That is the gradient tool. That is the gradient tool. So what is gradient tool? Gradient tool allows you to create a background that has 2 or more colors. That has what? 2 or more colors. So when we talk about gradient, we're not talking about a single color. We're talking about what? Multiple what? Colors. Is that clear? 2 or more what? Colors. That is what the gradient tool is used for. So everybody go ahead and select your gradient tool now. Go ahead and select your gradient tool now. Okay. Once you're done selecting it, let me know. Say done. Great. So now, how do you use your gradient tool? Let me quickly change this my own color to the default color to be black and white. Click OK. All right. So I've changed it to the default color. So how do you use the gradient tool? You simply click and drag. Wait, listen, look up first before you start clicking and dragging. You simply what? Click and drag. Promise. Come on, sort him out. And give him your laptop. Do you have Photoshop? You have Photoshop. Okay, just copy the graphic design file for you. So now I'll come here and click and drag. How do I click and drag? You can see the sample video too. They are clicking and what? Dragging, Abby, in the sample video, right? So I'll come here. I can click and drag from left to right. And when I do that, can you see what happens? It gives me what? Black and white. Yeah, you want to enjoy your own. It gives me what? Black and white. Who is that? You're supposed to be looking up. You are pressing your laptop. Your laptop is still doing boom, boom, boom. You're still pressing it. That answer me, answer me. I will see the laptop now. Don't catch up. You came late. I've told you that in my class, when I'm teaching, as I'm teaching, you are looking up first. And you are taking notes. So when I'm done, I will now chill, wait for you, and say you should now do your own. And then you now do your. Exactly. Are we on the same page now? Great. So now when you're drawing this gradient, it depends on the direction in which you are drawing. Are you getting it now? That will determine how your color looks like. So if I drag from here like this, you will see that the direction has changed. Can you see that? If I drag from here like this, you see the direction will also what? Change. All right. So depending on how you want your gradient to flow, will determine how you what? Drag the line. So, but now there's a problem. You can tell me what the problem is. The image has disappeared, Abby. You can't see it again. Okay. So you're wondering, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? My image has disappeared. Okay. So what do I do? It's because I've done something wrong. And what have I done wrong? If you look at this, my layer here, you can see that Frank Edward is not even there too. Abby? So it means it's totally what? Gone edge. If there's anything like that. Okay. So what do? I want to undo, and till I get back to what Frank Edward. All right. So what I'm supposed to do initially is to create a new layer for the gradient. Is to what? Create a new layer for the what? Gradient. All right. So how do I create a new layer in Photoshop? So Photoshop works in layers. So by the time we start having up to like, 5 layers here, 10 layers here, you begin to understand how layers work. All right. So they work in layers. How does it work in layer? And how do I create a new layer? Can you see this plus sign here? Can you see this plus sign here? On the 2015, those of you using 2015 version, you will see it looks like a page. Can you see it? So it's still the same thing. They just changed the icon in 2020. So from plus to page, it's still the same thing. If I click on it, look up, can you see what happened? That I created a new layer. And that layer is showing what? Layer 1. Okay, layer 1, meaning I've created a new layer. And this layer 1 is not good that you always leave your layers as layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 20, layer 50. It's always good you what? Rename them. Okay, so that by the time you have up to 50 layers, if you're looking for gradients, you'll be able to know that, oh, this layer is the one I created for what? Gradients. And you'll not be seeing layer 29, say, hey, which one is it? Oh, layer 35. Hey, are you getting it now? So how do you rename your layer 1? You simply double click on this layer 1, boom, boom, and then change it to what? Gradient. So everybody create a new layer and name it gradient. Do that now. Create a new layer and name it gradient. What's the name again? Is it Correde? Correde, what happened? The system, what happened? Is it on? Is it open? It's still loading. Let me see. Let me know now. I've told you that you should always be on the same page with me. Now you should have just failed. Can you come and help me? So let me help you out with that. This is your display set. Okay, the new system. The guy that put the windows there, he didn't put drivers there. That's why it's looking big like this. Let me go and see whether I can change the display settings for you. That's the IF. We didn't drive the display drivers for you. But like I said, if you put your internet on this thing now, and download updates. The system will, everything will look nice. Don't be looking big, big, big like this. All right. So it's simple now. You just quickly go to File, Open. I'm bringing the image. Where did you put the desktop, have you? Open it, add cover, open it, Edward, open. All right, so it's your display driver that's making it look as if it's part like this one. And then you go to select subject, WhatsApp, select it. Then you now do inverse. So you do select and mark. Okay. So have we all created our gradient layer? And so just sit down. I'll help you get there. I'll be taking notes. So now, after doing that, I can now grab this my gradient tool. And now what? Click and what? Drag. Can you see that? So I want to drag in this direction from the upper left to the bottom right. And it will give me this. Are you getting me now? So everybody do that now. Do that now. If you are done, say done. Okay. So now you will not be asking me the question that maybe this is what happened the other time, Abi. So what's now the difference between what I did the other time and what I did now? We created layer, but why is it now still the same result? So the difference between what I did the other time and now is that if you look here, can you see that you can still see Frank? The other time we were not seeing Frank again. It was just one layer that was there, and that layer was gradient, no more Frank again. But now you can see we have two layers. One is on top, one is what? Under. And this will bring me to how you arrange layers in Photoshop. Okay. Look at this remote now. If I put this remote on top of this remote, what happens? This one is on top, Abi. If I want this one to be on top, what do? I simply what? Put this one on top, right? So that's how it is in Photoshop. So Photoshop works in layers. Whatever you want to be on top should be on top. And whatever you want to be under will be what? Under. Are you getting me now? So if I want Frank Edward to show, what do? Who can tell me? Fantastic. All right. I either bring this gradient down or I take Frank up. Abi? So the one I would like to do is to just drag this gradient layer down. Hey, I will see the laptop now. You know what? See his mouth. Now, I will grab my gradient layer here, click, and what? Drag it down, Abi. And when I do that, ta-da, you can see what we have. I've changed the background, and you can see that Frank Edward is now showing. Do we understand? So everybody arrange your layers very well now to get the same result. Yeah, do it now. I'm giving you permission to do it. You see yourself now. Now that you're supposed to be doing it, you're not doing anything. I forgive you.